Mr. J. Zach, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing well. Listen, tell me how you explain the 90 hertz refresh rate to a customer.
Yeah, so most people, you can't just say this phone has a 90 hertz refresh rate, it's a faster screen, because they don't really understand why and how. So the first thing I typically do is I ask somebody, like, hey, are you familiar with the terms frames per second? Most people say yes, but if they don't, then what I tell them is, okay, so what you don't really know most of the time is that when you watch a video on a phone or on a TV or anything, it's not actually a video, it's just multiple pictures being played so fast that it just looks like a seamless transition. So I think a really good way to run into it is, is say something like, so most people are familiar with those sketches where they have like a flip book and you just kind of flip them and, then you can just kind of see a video or something play out throughout those multiple images. So what I tell them is kind of explain it like this. So most phones can display things at 60 frames per second, which is 60 images per second. The OnePlus 7 can display them at 90 images per second, which will make it a lot smoother. So the way I would imagine them say, okay, so this is how I would get you to understand how much smoother that is. If you were to take a flip book, right, and you were supposed to throw you're making a sketch of some guy throwing a football to another guy across the field or whatever, and what you want to do is, let's say I only give you 10 pages to display that entire image, right? So you're going to see huge gaps as that football travel. But if I was to give you like 200 of those and you get to draw one on every one, because of the picture you have so much more to work with and you can show so much more images, you can show the football slowly getting there faster, like smoother and smoother. So there's more you can see. The more images that can be displayed per second on the screen, the more information you get and the less information you lose with a lower refresh rate monitor. That's kind of typically how I kind of present it to them. I've never had anybody yet tell me that it didn't make sense. Most people got it. Some people just said, okay, say it to me one more time, and I do that, and they typically always get it. And they typically always understand, too, whenever they start playing with the screen, they really understand there's difference between the smoothness and how smooth it is versus other phones. Just scrolling alone, you can kind of feel it alone.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
No problem.